Welcome back to Invest-A-Thon 2025. I am joined now by a black icon, a black legend in the world of media and journalism. Everybody welcome Mr. Don Lemon to Invest-A-Thon 2025. How you doing, man?
I'm great. I was looking around like, who is this legend? Who is this icon? Come on, man. Thank you.
There are very few.
Received that.
There are very few black voices in media, and you are like one of the top ever. Like you one of the GOATs, And so I appreciate you coming and talking about media today. I really wanted to have this conversation about black media. I want you to talk about what this journey has been like from you post mainstream media.
Well, you know how they say you find out who your real friends are, right?
Oh,
And right, and you really do. And I find that your real friends come from your family, and I have luckily been able to um, I don't know if I want to say amass or acquire or gather a really strong fan base of a group of diverse fans. But my fan base I think the heart of my fan base is like the church ladies, the church hat wearing ladies, who watched me on CNN and followed me here, and the deacons in the church or whatever, just very loyal people who understand how important it is to have black voices. And now, since this is sort of a socially forward, a front-facing social era that we're in, especially with media, so right now I'm in everybody's pockets, on everybody's phones, and now my fan base is younger. But it is a diverse group of people, but I think the majority of my base is African Americans, and mainly women for me, and which is great for advertisers. So the journey for me has been one where I found out who my true friends, who my true supporters are, what my true real, the OGs, the ride or dies are. And it's also been eye-opening and challenging. I say that it's daunting, it's exhilarating and daunting all at the same time. And so I'm happy that I'm in this space. I think I left corporate media at the exact right time, and I'm really excited about where we're going. Even though I wake up and I sit in front of a camera and a computer at 8 a.m. and I don't leave until almost 8 p.m., I'm excited about the future, and I enjoy doing it. I'm happy to do it because it's mine, and I love this new era of media that we're in.
yeah, I like this Don Lemon curses, and he gets to speak his mind, and it's like I think a big part of the conversation that I've been having is the migration from legacy television, which I think is on the decline, into being in everyone's.
You know it's on the decline. Come on, Isaac. You know it's on the decline.
I know, but
all you gotta do is look at the numbers and look at the numbers. No, let me give you I'm sorry, I don't mean to take over this interview, but you did say I was an OG. Let me give you your flowers for what you're doing at Fanbase, and actually being a pioneer in showing people by example what is needed in this moment, and that is ownership in these social spaces and digital spaces by Black people, by African Americans. And so I want to give you your flowers for that. So thank you for doing this, and thank you for leading the way. And I tell you, if I didn't work so hard, I'd do more with Fanbase, but I'm trying to build my base, and we're doing it together. So I'm here with you. I wish I could do more. I wish there were like 3 of me, but there's not. So I just wanted to tell you that. I'm sorry.
We're gonna help you. One of the things that this era is seeing is the erosion of free speech. We've seen what happened with Jimmy Kimmel. Why do you think it is so important now that we start building community outside of social in a way that outside of mainstream media that we can own? What's the importance of that? What's the urgency in that?
Look, I went on to NBC the other day, onto MSNBC, and I only do it if it's a friend, if someone because it's just not worth it. I get very little feedback when I appear on corporate media. If I go on cable news, it's like, was I even on? But when when I come on my show, I'm sure on your show, then you get tons of feedback. And so what I realized, because they played clips from me, Isaac, from when I was there and when I used to fill in the early 2000s, 2001 or 2002 on
Mhm.
MSNBC. And they played all these NBC clips. And I was like, man, I haven't seen that. Man, that's in their archives. I don't own any of that shit. Right.
Ah,
And then I go onto CNN and they'll play a clip from me. I don't own any of that shit. And guess what? Many of the stories that I did, or the obituaries, interviewed people that they just cut me right out because I don't own any of that. So basically, if you go on CNN, it's as if I never existed
okay.
because they own it. And if they want to erase you, then they erase you. But in these spaces, no one can erase me but me. And so I own my own material. And so to answer your question, it is important that Black people have ownership in themselves, that we own our own IPs, that we own, that we are out in front in this business. And don't get me started on AI. We really need to get on top of that as well. But it's important to have, because look at the mainstream corporate media now. It's all conglomerated. It's all conglomerates, and they're consolidating conservative media. Look at what's happening with Paramount and what Ellison is doing. He's going to have CBS. He is Paramount. He is probably going to buy CNN, and so he's going to. So they're going to and have a part in TikTok.
I mean,
And if they want to erase us and cut us out, they'll be able to do it. So we need to make sure that that doesn't happen. And we need to be in community with each other. That's the only way it's going to make a difference. So the Jimmy Kimmel thing showed people what the power of the dollar is. And so I say the only color they care about, they don't really care about black and white. They care about green.
yeah.
And so their money is your money. And when people stopped giving their money to them, then they said, oh, we need to bring Jimmy Kimmel back. So we need to stop giving our money to them and give it to our folks and invest it in our folks. And then maybe they'll realize how important we are and they won't try to erase us. That's it.
We're segueing into the part that I think there's only like 4 or 5 of the richest men in the world own like 98% of the media now,
Isn't
which
that
is
crazy?
crazy.
Crazy.
It's very, very scary. It's funny because I saw some people posting about this today, and it was some guys that I said, I told you guys this is coming, and that we don't take the opportunity to uplift our own voices in ways that we can build community and culture in places that I feel like allow us to have our own voice. This is a very, very important moment. So, and again, right wing media owning, the TikToks of the world. I don't know how much you use TikTok, but for the youth and to be able to silence messages and silence the agenda of individuals that have things to say that may not align with the administration or the owners of the platform. This is the urgency in building up fan base, building up other social media platforms, you building your platforms. What are you doing to do your part as far as creating with your show? Because I watch you all the time. It's great. You're out in the street. You working harder than I've ever seen anybody work to do what you're doing, and you're fearless about it. So what are you doing in this space to kind of leave your mark and separate yourself?
One, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to be successful, right? I'm just trying to survive and have a successful business and platform. Um, but what I try to do is I try to collaborate with as many people as possible, and I try to collaborate with a diverse group of people, and especially people of color. So if you will watch my program, many times you'll see, Black people. Like you'll see today, if we had the Diddy verdict, you'll see Simone Redwine, or you see Monique Presley, who's on all the time on the program, or you'll see a Charles Coleman. And I think that many times from these conversations, Black voices are missing. But also, I have Asian voices like Katie Fang on, because I think it's important to have a diverse group of people. But so I want to make sure that we have diversity and from very smart people. And I find that, especially as it relates to culture, our folks know everything about the culture. And so that's what I to lead my legacy is to giving other people, a platform and a chance to be able to grow their brands and their platforms as well. I don't want to be someone who takes from uses people's talent and not give back. I see that a lot of people do that. I'm not that person. If you come on my program, I'm gonna I'm gonna gas you up. I'm gonna gas up your what you do. I'm gonna promote what you do. I've offered people to be contributors on the program to get them started, and then once they get started, they do their own thing. So that's what I want to be. I want to be an asset to the folks who are coming up behind me, and I think that's my biggest contribution. Like you said, I'm the OG. Okay, fine. That just makes me feel old, but I'll take that. And then also I got to tell you, you know Charles Blow, right? From the New
Yeah.
York Times. Charles Blow is a brother, and also has been on the program. And I saw him the other night, and he said, you're the dean of all this. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you're the dean of this new media. Like everyone is watching your transition to see what you do in order to figure out what they're going to do next. And I said, wow. And so if I can just provide somewhat of a roadmap for
Hmm.
people, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah, you're doing that. I mean, you're doing that, and you're doing, again, you're doing your version, and your voice is necessary. There, what's going on in Chicago. I noticed that I have not seen that on anywhere in the media, and again, I think that one of the things that Tamisha and I were talking about was that how urgent fan base is as a place for Black people to communicate what's going on. If ICE is switching the narrative from going from talking about we're going to get illegals and now we're pulling African American people out of their homes, um, what that is the urgency of, I guess, owning a platform or having a platform like Fanbase. And it's at this time, it seemed, maybe a few years ago, it seemed like social media was fun, but now everybody's realizing the tool that it is to mass communicate in real time. And in our version of the Underground Railroad or urgency to get messages out, I would want to hear your thoughts on how utilizing media platforms like Fanbase can serve in getting a wider message out when we know it's going to be hard to get these messages out on these legacy apps.
I only get feedback from social media now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not that social media is the future, social media is the now.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone and for fan base, right, which is really it's more about experts than it is really just about creators, right? And offering Black folks a space to become creators if they want, or experts, or a place for them to show their expertise and their abilities. That's important because if you look at it's all about algorithms. You know this, Isaac.
Yeah.
It's all about algorithms, and algorithms are as biased or not biased or unbiased as the people who program them.
Correct.
And so, how do I answer this? I want to answer this with an example. If you look at what happened with TikTok, when TikTok really became, at its zenith, because I think it's declined somewhat over the last couple of months, was during COVID. And so people were sitting at home, they were watching videos, they were doing whatever, and they were doing all these dances. All of these dances had been, most of them, if not all of them, had been created by Black dancers, Black creators. And then the kids that came along who were imitating them or just mimicking their dancing and their choreography got all the money from it because they got all the views, because the algorithm is what? Created.
Yeah.
Yeah, the algorithm is created and biased. It's created around them. The algorithm favors them. And
Yeah.
so in this space, the algorithm doesn't favor, you know, a certain group of people. It is a fair algorithm. And it also understands that, especially the culture, entertainment, fashion, or whatever, it's Black culture. All of
Right.
this, American culture is Black culture. You go all over the world and you see American culture, which is Black culture. People wearing Jordans all over the world. You may like yay or not, or ye or not. People are wearing Yeezys all over the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are listening to Beyonce all over the world. People are listening to Isaac Hayes Sr. all over the world. That's Black culture. That's American culture. So in order to, I think, to profile that, you need a Black platform, a Black owned platform to do that. And
Yeah.
then once that is established, I think, and galvanized, then people will say, you know what, I don't need to go to that other platform. I can go to this Black platform. I can make money there. I can become a creator. I can have revenue share there. And so I hope that we get to that point. We are at that point, but I hope we get to a point soon where, I don't have to go to all the other platforms. I could just come to something like Fanbase, and boom, that's it.
We're gonna get there. I think
I certainly wouldn't work, as so hard.
we're gonna get there. I think part of what we've done this year is actually work on our recommendation engine, our version of an algorithm, and our algorithm is all the way DEI. It's like it's inclusive of all people. That's what this whole journey and process has been about. It's building something inclusive, but that recognizes Black people, because we do get economically cut out of what our creations. We invent something, then somebody cops it, they exploit it, they make all the money from it, and then we complain after the fact. And so my version of trying to cut that off is building the infrastructure of the ownership of social media so that people can actually own the company and also monetize their content, which now everybody's starting to do. And we see like Kai Cenat and all these other people starting to monetize, and that's really the future. So you're one of those individuals that are leading that. I thank you for joining us, and providing an opportunity for you to share your experience in Black media. How can we support you and what you're doing? And at the same time, I know we're gonna get you. We're gonna do something special with you on Fanbase. I'm gonna hit you about it. But we're gonna do something special with you in audio. In the audio spaces, we have these amazing audio rooms, Don, that can reach millions of people, right, without even having to download the app. And so town halls, really great, amazing conversations that can jump the limits of having to download an app just to hear you talk and really get the word out, is really what I want to talk to you about doing that, because that's going to be very important. So
I want to have a meeting with me, you, and my head of social media so we can figure out how to help each other.
Awesome. Thank you. We will help each other. I appreciate you for stopping by Invest-A-Thon. We will follow your journey and support your journey.
YouTube, the Don Lemon Show on YouTube, Don Lemon Official on Instagram, and then Don Lemon everywhere else that you get streaming and social media.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you very, very much.
Thank you, Isaac. You be well, okay? Have a blessed day.
You too.